Is Hawkeye and his new team of Thunderbolts ready to fight an invisible foe who has it out for all of them? Well, let's hop into the pages of Thunderbolts issue number 4, the penultimate issue of this mini-series, and find out together, shall we? So then, as we join the book proper, it looks like things are finally turning around for this newest incarnation of the Thunderbolts. They're doing the nightly talk show circuit. Persuasion just launched a brand new, wildly popular perfume scent, and ergo action figures are flying off the shelves right now. It seems that after their shaky start, the team has finally put it together, and this is great news, not just for them as a crime-fighting force, but also for Mayor Luke Cage and the city. Things have turned around so much, in fact, it looks like Clint Barton is riding this success right to getting back with his ex-wife, Bobby. Clint had called Mockingbird at the end of a previous issue, and it looks like she finally picked up. Good for him, right? In fact, it's more than good for Hawkeye. I would even go as far as to say that this is all too good to be true, and the cracks in this illusion start to form when the Thunderbolts get sent on their next mission. It seems that a bunch of forgettable D-list Iron Man villains have taken people hostage. Hawkeye and his team swoop into action, and we realize that a bunch of the costumes are wrong. Clint is wearing his classic mask again, despite the fact in the previous issue the image consultant tore several strips out of him for messing with their meticulously put-together brand. And while Spectrum is obviously wearing her original costume, the other newer members of the team seem to have donned costumes of other characters. I particularly like the cyborg Guts and Glory dressing like Cable because that's the character he got compared to most when this character debuted. Even Victor, the newest Power Man, finds himself donning the classic tiara and yellow dress shirt combination. Clint doesn't seem to see anything wrong with any of this though, he's just happy to finally be getting the respect he's always wanted and getting the job done, but slowly and surely, this vision begins to take darker and darker turns, with his friends and teammates telling him that he's a failure, that he's a loser, that everything Clint Barton touches ends up destroyed, which is why he'll always live in misery. Hell, Jim Zub even dusts off the very Ted Lasso-inspired media scrum wherein we see a bunch of women from Hawkeyes Past come out to rake him over the coals. Black Widow especially asks a very pointed question about whether or not Clint will ever be free of all of the crimes he committed in the guise of Ronin, which I know is a question fans of the movies ask about MCU Hawkeye all the time, and I guess it is kind of interesting that comic Hawkeye kind of got to sidestep all of that in the books. Even old-school costumed Mockingbird rubs extra salt in Clint's wounds by saying that he's never deserved any of the millions of second chances he's been given over the years, and that he wanted to be leading a new version of the West Coast Avengers by now, not the Thunderbolts team. He's an afterthought, and it's all he'll ever be. It's at that moment, though, the planet ends up getting invaded by some sort of mech-suited alien. Clint and his team, despite everything that has transpired in this weird dream space, rush out to try and fight the invasion, only for all of them to be brutally killed. Of course, all of that begs the question, if this is what's happening to Clint in the mindscape right now, what's happening out in the real world? Well, in a fun bit of writing, this story actually connects to America Chavez fainting at the end of the previous issue. You'll remember Power Man had stayed by her side, and once the EMTs get there, he himself passes out. It seems that whatever has affected Clint is affecting everyone on the Thunderbolts now. Someone or something has it out for the team, and it's choosing to get even with them using Freddy Krueger tactics. Can't attack you in real life? That's okay, I'll get you in your dreams. As the comic comes to a close, the image consultant comes into Clint's apartment after he didn't show up for a team meeting, heavily implying that he never actually got to call Mockingbird at the end of the previous issue. And so that was Thunderbolts issue number 4, everybody, and as far as penultimate issue goes, you certainly cannot say that Jim Zub isn't pulling out all the creative stops here. I'd be lying, though, if I said I was a big fan of the whole "it was all a dream" style of storytelling. Yeah, it was, but it was also a little bit more than that, too. It was a chance to externalize all of Clint Barton's very internalized hardship and strife that he's been struggling with since this series began. He feels like a failure as a leader and a hero. He feels like this team isn't working and that it's all somehow his fault, but also that it's just another in a long line of things that have been his fault for a very long time now, and I'm interested to see how Zub kind of brings this all back around in the final issue. Overall, I'd give this one a 7.5 out of 10. If you've been enjoying this series like I have, I think you're going to enjoy this issue too. Lord knows I don't read a lot of team books that aren't X-Men anymore these days, but Thunderbolts has managed to keep me invested and entertained in a way that, geez, even the Justice League and Avengers books haven't been able to do in a long while.
Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cape Joel again, thanking you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, why not check out my Amazon link down in the description. Yes, that's right, the Cape Joel channel officially has its own Amazon storefront now. You can pick up a comic or anything else for that matter, and if you did, you'd really be helping me in the channel. So with that out of the way everyone, I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.